We start this morning with some breaking news overnight. Local reports say at least 8 people have been killed in a shooting at a Jehovah's Witness meeting hall in northern Germany. Police there say the incident happened at around 9 p.m. last night, and they believe the gunman acted alone and is thought to be dead.
OK, let's get the latest from Mark White, our Home and Security Editor, who's here. What do we know then this morning, Mark?
Well, they're still trying to sort of piece together the exact sequence of events. We know that it happened, as you say in your introduction there, just after 9 o'clock local time. A number of people had been gathering in this building, we believe, for Bible class when shots rang out. Now, the building itself is only about half a mile or so away from the main police headquarters in Hamburg, so local officers were quickly on scene, followed by these specialist firearms officers who were able to push their way into the building really quite quickly, and they, discovered an absolutely horrifying sight of multiple gunshot victims. Some people had already succumbed to their injuries. Others who were still alive, they effectively just carried them out to waiting medics on the street as they then continued their search in the building. Now, they heard another gunshot as they were inside the building ring out. They went upstairs in that building and found a person who had died up there. They believe that person was the gunman who, it's understood, took their own lives. This is what a police spokesman said in the early hours of this morning.
The police were relatively close by and then went into the building quite quickly. The police officers who went in found people who may have been seriously injured by firearms, some of them fatally. The officers also heard a shot from the upper part of the building and went upstairs, where they also found a person. So far, we have no indication that any perpetrators fled. We now have to carry out the evaluation of the crime scene. At the moment, we have no clues about the victims. All we know is that several people have died here. Several people have been injured. They have been taken to hospitals. I cannot give any information on the background at the moment. This is all still speculation. All we know is that the event took place this evening. In what framework and what the tenor of the event was is still unclear. It happened in a building of the Jehovah's Witnesses, but the reasons are still completely unclear.
Stattgefunden, aber die Hintergründe sind noch komplett unklar.
Well, as we just heard there, we are at the start of this investigation. Do we know anything so far about a possible motive?
No, not really, and I think we probably best be circumspect about this. We know, of course, that over recent years in countries around the world, Christian associated buildings have been attacked by Islamist extremists. But in this particular case, the gunman is believed to have taken their own lives inside the building. It doesn't necessarily follow the pattern of Islamist extremists who, may be involved in a confrontation with police officers at the scene, go on maybe to commit other attacks or just flee the scene. So the police are telling people not to speculate. It's possible that the gunman was known to those inside this building. We will, I'm sure, find that out in the fullness of time because they will know the identity of this individual now. As far as locals are concerned, clearly a shocking episode for them. We spoke to a number of eyewitnesses who really were quite consistent with the story, talking about the fact that there were short bursts of gunfire ringing out, which seemed to be consistent with someone working their way from room to room looking for victims. This is what one eyewitness told us.
We heard gunshots. I know what gunshots sound like. And there are 12 continuous shots. I thought it was something at the construction site here, but then it's supposed to have been somehow at the petrol station or next door at the Jehovah's Witnesses. We took some pictures and saw people being taken away in black bags. That's all we saw. We didn't see any perpetrators or anything like that, but only what happened here shortly afterwards.
So the investigation goes on this morning, Mark, and it's going to be certainly initially a pretty grim forensic job, isn't it? Yeah,
and a protracted forensic job as well. They're going through methodically, as you would expect, room by room of this building, just to piece together the exact sequence of events. And of course, they're aided by the fact that they are not looking for another suspect. They believe the suspect took their own lives. So they will now, as a priority, be working on who this individual is, what their motivation could have been, and was this person known to those who died. But yeah, a terrible, shocking event.
OK. Mark, for now, thanks very much.
Thank you.